There we go. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to make a recipe that I saw on TikTok actually by Jim Jam's Kitchen on TikTok. And it is what he calls 3-ingredient scones. And it's an intriguing recipe, so I wanted to try it for you guys, for me. And I've got one ingredient still in the fridge. Here we are. So the cool thing about this recipe, now he calls it 3-ingredient scones, but there's no salt. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a little smattering of salt in mine because I think it should have salt. But the cool thing about this recipe is that it uses self-rising flour, whipped cream. I'm using this Silk dairy-free whipped cream, and a soda. He's in England, I think. Anyways, but he calls it lemon. No, he calls it lemonade. But in the comments, people are like lemonade because it was fizzy, and he said no. For the equivalent here in North America, it would be Sprite. Now, I did buy Sprite, but then I thought, you know what? There's a lot of sugar in Sprite, so I'm going to use this Zevia lemon lime, which is the version of Sprite, and this is sweetened with stevia. So I need a wet measuring cup, a dry measuring cup. Okay, so the first ingredient that we need in our bowl, and we are going to sift, is the self-rising flour. Now, if you don't have self-rising flour, you can add 2 teaspoons of baking powder for every 1 cup of regular flour, and that will give you self-rising flour. So we need 3.5 cups. Where's my half cup measures? There we go. Okay. Hopefully I have 3.5 cups in here. If I don't, then I'll be making some. 1, 2. I think I do. Just 3 and 1/2. Wow, that is literally pretty much all of the self-rising flour I have. So now we're going to sift this. All right. Oof, a little floury in here. Okay, so we have our self-rising flour. I have preheated my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, and so now we add in 1 cup of the thick whipping cream. You want the highest fat cream you can find. And for me, it was this one, because this one has got coconut milk in it, and coconut milk is high in fat. So let me just give this a really good shake. All right, so 1 cup of the cream. I was so intrigued when I saw this because you may remember way back in my recipes, I tested out a soda pop cake where you take a box of cake mix and 1 can of pop soda, and you use it to make the cake, and that's all you add to it. And I have since made that again, and the next time I made it with spice cake mix, and I used a can of just bubbly, so just unflavored but carbonated water, or unsweetened but carbonated water, and it worked out really well because what I found with the pop and the cake mix already had sugar, the pop had a lot of sugar, but when I just used the carbonated water, it was perfect, very fluffy and all of those things. So something to consider. Okay, and then you add in 1 cup of your pop of choice, lemon lime, ginger ale. Like I say, he used the UK version of Sprite. So 1 cup. And that's what's going to give it its leavening. That's very satisfying. And then I am going to just, this is very small holes. Okay, and then he used a chopstick to mix it. Apparently that was what his viewers told him to do. So that's what I'm doing. I guess it's to avoid over mixing it and activating the gluten. So you're supposed to do this until it forms a ballish. Is that a word? Not, you know what I mean. Okay. What we do now that we've got it into a ball type shape, we are now supposed to put it out onto a floured surface and press it into a rectangle. Knead it a couple times apparently, and then press it into a rectangle. It's still pretty wet, I will say. I'm just going to try and follow the instructions, Adelina. Okay. Very wet. I am trying not to overwork it. You are supposed to then press it out into a rectangle type shape so you can cut it into scone shapes. Did I say biscuits? I was making biscuits or scones? I'm making biscuit. Nope, I'm making scones. I think that's because they're scones because they're a little sweeter from the soda. All right. All right, so I've got them and they're about, I'd say, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch tall. Let's try and get this stuff off my hand. I do have my pan here. This is a non-stick. If you don't have a non-stick, I would maybe line that with parchment. And I'm going to cut this into squares. I don't know how much these are going to puff up. Some of them are going to be a little small, but that's okay. And now we put them into our pan, and according to the instructions, you put them fairly close together. Not sure why. I guess we'll do it this way. No, So I'm trying to put them in the order that I cut them so that they fit a little bit better. I'm not sure. I'm going to have enough room in this pan. Guess we'll see. May have to do a second pan. Man. Thought I'd have lots of room. Okay, come on. I guess that's all I'm going to fit in there. Let's try and quickly find another pan. All right, guess we'll use that one. Put a little piece of parchment in there. There we go. And put these in here. We don't want to waste. Okay. Okay, now we are going to brush the tops of these with a little bit of the cream. Whoops. I guess that's to I don't know, make the tops shiny. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to do that. If this works, it will be hands down the simplest, easiest scones / biscuits recipe I've ever seen. Absolutely. Okay, let's just make a little bit of room. All right, and so now I'm going to put them into the oven for 20 minutes. All right, and I'll see you back here when they're done. They didn't brown up as much as I hoped they would. And they've been in there like 10 minutes longer. They're done, so I guess we'll let them cool off and see how they are. Okay, they've cooled off. They didn't rise as much as I thought they would, but then again, the recipe that I am recreating here was not vegan, and so, you know, we are using vegan ingredients. However, it is nice and fluffy, as you can see, and so let's put a little bit of butter on here, or basil. I'd say it's a biscuit, not a scone, per se. And I can taste a little bit of that lemon lime from the soda, or you could just use like carbonated water as well, and then you could add more ingredients. But it's 3 ingredient scones or biscuits, and I think that maybe in the UK, you guys in the UK, you friends in the UK, you let me know, are scones or biscuits what we call biscuits, what you call scones? I don't know. All I know is this is really nice and fluffy, like really nice, a nice texture, delicious. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I did sprinkle some salt in there, not a whole lot. I don't know that we needed it, but very good, very good. This is gonna be even better with a little bit of jam on here, but it would also be fantastic as a biscuit with something savory, even gravy. So there you go, another recipe that uses a soda to make something super easy. This is how I'm going to be making my biscuits / scones from here on in. I could see taking that flour mixture and adding in maybe a little vanilla, cinnamon, and using just a soda water or a carbonated water versus a lemon lime soda, or, you know, keep the lemon lime soda. But because there's baking powder in the flour, and it reacts with the carbonation and gives it that a nice puffiness. So I hope you guys give it a try. Let me know if you do. So as an aside, I've been watching the footage from the flooding from Hurricane Helene, and like makes me emotional just seeing that and knowing that so many of you are going through that. And I just want you to know that my heart is with you, and I really hope you're okay and safe, and that you have food, water, shelter, and that you're safe. So just know that me and everybody else in the world who was not affected, we are sending you our love. Okay, everyone, I'll see you next time.